Hello everyone and welcome to our 197th weekly webinar series today. I'm very pleased that this new innovative virtual forum has been so well received. It has given us an opportunity to scale the event to a wider community and be even more inclusive. It's a notable achievement to mark 54 months of cooperation between AABN members, entrepreneurial community, professionals from various fields to leverage AABN as critical driver of development. Since the launch on 27th June 2020, the forum has garnered a lot of interest and excitement from all regions of the world. The forum has had the best balance of participation, both in terms of members, regions, and gender. From the beginning, our goal has remained the same to help entrepreneur community to replicate examples of good and sustainable use of AABN and to encourage everyone to make good and timely use of the rich database available. As we move forward with strategic plans to ensure AABN's future, we will continue to invest in the vast potential inherent in collaboration among individuals of varying backgrounds, perspectives, and expertise. In the journey of life, each of us carries within a vast reservoir of untapped potential, dreams and aspirations that often remain just beyond our grasp. These unfulfilled ambitions, desires, and talents lie dormant, waiting to be unleashed. Yet, all too often, they remain locked away behind the invisible chains of self-sabotage. It is within this delicate balance between aspiration and self-limitation that the quest for personal growth and self-realization unfolds. In this webinar, our guest speaker will help us embark on a transformative journey to explore the art of unleashing your true potential and in doing so, breaking free from the constraints of self-sabotage. With Kavitha's wisdom, she will help us uncover the keys to empowerment, the secrets of self-compassion, and the pathways to embracing the boundless possibilities that reside within each of us. Deep within each of us lies an extraordinary reservoir of untapped potential, a wellspring of abilities, talents, and strengths waiting to be discovered. Unleashing your inner power is not just about achieving success. It's about realizing the boundless capabilities that reside within. In today's session, our eminent guest speaker will affirm this, shedding light on the transformative journey of self-discovery and personal growth. I have the pleasant duty of introducing and welcoming Ms. S. Kavitha, founder, 16 Dimension, to this interactive business networking session. She will speak under the topic, Learn, Leverage, and Lead, Unleash Your True Potential. Kavitha is passionate and committed to the development of people in their personal and professional advancement. She has channeled this focus towards enabling others to see themselves in a better future. Pursuing this, she has learned, experimented with, and directed her knowledge in the personal and professional growth of people from various walks of life and professions. Our 15-year journey as a soft skills trainer has given us some of the best experiences working with and training groups from different educational institutions and corporate workplaces and various industries. Over the years, she has developed an eye for identifying the appropriate training needs and the skills to create programs accordingly. She has been able to provide tailored programs when it comes to soft skills. She is honored to have worked with MSMEs, high street retail outlets, manufacturing units, MNCs, and various reputed Indian corporate agencies. She has also trained manufacturing units in Dubai and the largest rest bar there. In this journey, she has trained nearly 1 lakh professionals. She has a master's in public administration and is certified by IAMB for women entrepreneurship and qualified in NLP and transactional analysis. She has also completed the ambassador program at the Indian School of Business. With a diverse background, I am sure today's gathering feels special because of her participation. And dear friends and entrepreneurs, I hope you enjoy the program and find it useful. Have a nice webinar. Thank you. And over to you, Kavitha.
Good morning, sir. Thank you very much, Mr. Gopi, for this wonderful opportunity. And definitely it is an honor to be here and to discuss about, I would not say I'm going to deliver a speech or something. Let me say, let's have a discussion is what I would prefer on the topic of learn, leverage, and lead. And though the topic sounds little rhymey, I think we could discuss and think about many better ways how we have used this or how we can use this in future or to pass it out to the younger generation. As John Kennedy said, leadership and learning are indispensable to each other. No? It is always part of hand in glove type. And before I start, I also would like to ask the participant to be more, what I call, I mean, instead of being always, I heard from you yesterday, this is going to be a talk, and I mean, the team will be quiet and only towards the question and answer session, the team will talk. No, let's not do that. I would like to always, even if it is in person or a talk like this, I would always like to have an interactive session, because otherwise I will sleep off in this side. Okay, I don't like to be a radio jockey or a video jockey. So let's have a little discussion over this. And my first thing would be like, I wanted to I'm going to ask a question. How many of you have ever faced a situation where you felt stuck but overcome it by learning something new? And we all would have done. So, can I have some answers on this, please? And with your experience, I know for sure you all can write a book on that, but still something, a life changing thing. Yeah, I did this, and this is the learning I got, and I have implemented it. This become a life changing moment. So, can I have a couple of examples from your side? Hello. This is not going to be a typical speaker session, please. Anybody that side? Knock, knock.
Yeah, I can just tell that at Jamnagar, that is in Reliance, we made a path-breaking technology for
Yes,
recovery of benzene from gasoline stream, and it was patented, and we got the best award also.
Wow. Okay, that's nice. Okay.
Thank you.
Welcome, sir. Thank you very much for coming forward and sharing this experience. Yeah. Anybody else? We have 46 participants, so technically 45. Okay, so at least one or two more, please. Hello. Is it a very quiet audience?
Hi, good morning. This is Lakshmi Narayan.
Yeah.
So this is about process implementation. Like
Okay.
way back about nearly 15 years back. Normally, the pharmaceutical API manufacturing we do in a batch process typically. So there was a challenge. The process could not be done in a batch process because it at a bigger scale. So we had yield issues and quality issues and all. So in that occasion, so for the first time, with my team, we brought out a, continuous equipment, which is a very, very, kind of homemade kind of a thing without big investment. We made the process work in a continuous scale. With the available thing, what is readily available, something like that, we made a process with proper controls. So I think that was one thing in my case, like where I got stuck with the process. We couldn't scale it up because of the constraints in the process. So we made it with the continuous process and crack the problem. Yeah.
Is it something like out of box?
Yes. In terms of, the tools, whatever has been used, as well as the equipment used for making that is out of box.
Okay.
Yeah.
So very similar of out of box thinking or just moving out from a conventional method. So we get to see a new process, and also there is a different output on it. And I could see Mr. Gopi has written from chemical engineer to data analyst. Yeah.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Go on,
morning,
sir. Go on, sir. Jinnah, sir. Go on.
Yeah. Dr. Jinnah, hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So I am not from an industrial this thing. I'm a development banker. I work for NABARD.
Okay.
So when we did the some kind of a organizational development intervention, ODI.
Yeah.
Typical ODI in some of the banks,
Okay.
which are in the turnaround path.
Okay.
We found whatever we have learned during GIZ or KFW methodologies,
Okay.
like mostly process based work.
Okay.
What we found is not only learning but also unlearning is equally important.
Okay. Lovely. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is more on the official or the professional side, like how we have our decisions or thought process or learnings, whatever we have implemented has just got us to the next level of it. Okay. And in personal life also, I'm sure we would have learned a lot of things that we have implemented. And we also believe that only bookish knowledge is not the only thing that is going to help us. Beyond that, there's a lot of learning, and every learning, every time, it's a lifelong learning is what we say, and gaining new knowledge and applying that knowledge effectively and inspiring and guiding others towards that. That's how we somehow, some way, we become a very inspirational person to somebody. It may be a person who we know. He says, Sir Ninga, is it Tamil is allowed here? Is it people who don't really understand a word of Tamil? Because sometimes I do
Yes,
use.
yes. There are a lot of them who cannot follow them.
Okay. Sometimes, as we say, Namake Teriyama, we would have inspired somebody. We will not even have a face. They would have taken that one bit that we have given them as a piece of information or a behavior or the way we applied the knowledge. So that's how it works. Now, with all that experience, as I said, like I could see here, and there's nothing that I'm going to tell you new, but it's just like a polish. I always believe, being a trainer for these many years, of course it's just as a polishing of knowledge, and cross learning is what help us to say, oh yeah, we have done this, yeah, I know this, and this is how I have implemented, and this is what the change happened, and I have been the reason for this process. And now, with that experience, we are here to polish the knowledge. And second thing is also, we are in a stage where we need to give up or handle this baton to the next generation. That's more important, is what I believe. So I have a small presentation after Mr. Gopi. I did something after speaking to you.
Okay.
So I have a small presentation. I have just covered a couple of things in that. And wherever you think it is, no, it is not relevant for us, please don't hesitate to stop me and say, please move forward. I'm okay to do that. So let me just try and get you that PPT. 1 minute. So can you see that?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Okay. How do I do that? I'm not able to. Okay. Can you? Not yet.
No.
Okay. I don't know what's going on. Okay.
I think only host can share.
Maybe the if it is restricted, yes.
No, do it with the share option.
I'm
Screen
trying to,
sharing
but
should
it
be
is
there.
not working out. I'm trying to share. One participant can share at a time. Yeah, multiple participants cannot share simultaneously.
Yeah. At the moment, nobody's sharing. You can share now.
I think, okay. I'm not able to share. What's wrong? Okay, let me not take too much of time. Okay, it is basically, I have covered like this, how learning, it's a 3 pillars. I have taken this as 3 pillars. One is learning, and one is your leverage and the leadership, or the lead is what. When we talk about learning, it is a continuous learning, as we all know. It's a lifelong learning, and the other way we talk about. And how do we embrace change? When we talk about embrace change, I also recently discovered something new, and I've been using it. Wabi Sabi. It's something, a Japanese technology or a Japanese method of, working out on your behavior, where there are 3 major principles they work on. One is like accepting yourself the way that you are. Yeah. And second is change is inevitable. So that's with the three principles, that Japanese concept. And the principle is, as I said, it is acknowledging imperfection. We all look for perfection. No, it's like that's where like we think we have been tuned, or we don't want any imperfection, even if there is something in nature, like we wanted to correct it, or in our behavior, or in our appearance, or whatever. Being presentable is different, but being always looking for perfection or not accepting the imperfection is something is one. And accepting of changes, because everything around us, including ourselves, somewhere at one point of time, yes, we need to change rather than resisting the change. It's something that it's good to accept it and appreciate the uniqueness. That appreciating the uniqueness is something like, if I know what is it good, what am I good at with, or what am I capable of doing it, when I understand the strength and weakness of my own personality or behavior, or whatever that I could do, then definitely I know how I can become that unique person. So this particular 3 points is something that I've been recently, I learned, and I've been working on it. And definitely the third one is on the knowledge sharing. That is the other 3 points that this particular Japanese technology is, I mean, principle is working on. And I'm sure you all know about it. And I'm trying to kind of follow this for the past few months. And where are we? If when we interact with the new young generation, most of us would have got this word called boomer uncle or boomer auntie. Okay, so I recently got to know about 6 months back is what I got to know. I belong to the boomer generation, though the years are different. In a college, while I was talking about some training to this kids, that they said, no, it's boomer. I thought boomer is something like the gums or chiclets that I have seen in my school or college days. I thought they are talking about it. They said no, it is something like we call the generationers. So there are new terminologies there. People who are born in 1928 to 44, they are called as trads or traditional people. And then the second one is 45 to 64 is boomers. And then generation X is people who are born in 65 to 79, and Gen Z is the current, I guess, and then Gen X or whatever. So this is why we are talking about this particular generation thing in a talk like this, is because there is a lot of things that we, or at least I think, okay, I belong to, where do I belong? I think I belong to Gen X. Okay, so in from my generation, or I think, okay, I know a lot of things, and I've been developing my knowledge, and I have been reading continuously. I do upgrade, but technically speaking, I do lack a lot of knowledge when compared to the current generation, and coping up with them as being a very difficult task for me, and I'm sure that will be the same case with many of us. So I just picked up, while I've been working on this, I just picked up a couple of points like why continuous learning is so important. I thought, okay, let me just pick up something on professional side. Okay, so one is like evolving job landscape. Definitely, it is not what we have started. So when I basically I did my printing technology, and then with my degrees, all that, I moved on, and then like I'm here, say about in 2009, after my last employee thing with Shell Retail, that is the Shell Petroleum. So that was my last employee stuff with the my career. So after that, when I moved on to this, like I never thought when I finished my schooling or college or whatever the education that I've been asked to do, I never thought I will ever land up in a job like this. I never know that there's going to be something called training when I started it. But the classes or the trainings that I have been part of always like most of the time, like with due respect to people who have I came across, it is except few, like most of the time it went on like it is. Honestly speaking, it was a boring session, or I didn't feel more involvement in the trainings, or I was not very, I didn't feel there is anything in it. There's someone comes there, deliver it, and they move on. But what is that, the learning that I have taken? I felt no, it is like, okay, I have to do certain things because this will reflect on my work. So I have to do it. When I decided to take up training as a serious job, because I got an opportunity when I was working with Shell Petroleum. I mean, I was in a corporate life for a very long time, and I came to Shell to for various reasons, and then it was completely a sea change in my career, like where like you work in a corporate environment, and suddenly you're on open space working with petrol, diesel, oil, and customers like who comes into fuel are a very very different people, and they will spit on the forecourt. They just threw the bill there. And in Shell in 2007 when they relaunched, I think then 2007 is where I was in, educating them and accepting them, and also learning to shed all the masks that I had, because we need to clean the restrooms because there is no housekeeping team there. We have to do all the jobs by ourselves. Of course, there are jobs assigned to people, but still there is no housekeeping. If 10:15 is what you're getting in, or 10:20 is what you're getting into restroom, it's a time to clear the restroom. If it is your turn or whatever it is, you will have your PPEs, you have to put your mask, and we got used to the PPEs in those days itself, no, before COVID. So you have to wear your PPEs and just take your mop stick and clean the restroom and come off. And the learning that I got there is completely, I started because it was a new industry for me. I told the head of the, the in charge of that particular station, I said I wanted to learn everything because only then I can lead the team. I started standing in the pump, started fueling, and shamelessly saying "Vanakkam, you want petrol or diesel," and then filling it, and it should not overflow. You have to handle the gun, is what it's called. So you have to, and then the gun cannot be kept in the different. It has to have its O properly, and then move them to the what do you call the air gauge. And on an average, we used to have those days 7,000 customers in a day, out of which, apart from that, we will also have some 3,000 customers only to check air, because we don't charge anything for air gauge, which was really a trendsetter in those days. Slowly, when I moved out, I'm sorry, I'm sharing my personal experience because that's where I felt the learning and the transformation or the real change happened in my career. And after learning all these things, one fine day I felt like, okay, it is little boring, okay, because every day we come and go, we do, okay, of course there are a lot of HSC policies that we have to take care. There is a lot of things, records. It's a busy workplace, but still, what it is, what else I can do is where made me to do a first all women shift in the petroleum industry. Never anywhere in the country where petroleum industries exist. There were nobody have done a all women petrol, a shift. We did that. And after that, then we said, okay, Wednesday, Anna, people will know, okay, it is this particular station, only girls will be there. They'll man the station, is all that. And you know how difficult it is to man a station, even for 6 hours or 8 hours, with no man in the petrol station, with all the kind of customers from who comes to fuel for just 20 rupees also need to be treated the same way like who comes in a BMW or a Porsche. So the customer service or the standard will never get through. But all of a sudden again, oh yeah, it started boring. What else we do? We came out with a thing called All Women Day. And Shell policy is like after 6, no women should be there. And they are strict to the core. You are 5:45, 5:50, you should be out of the premises, and no consideration for anything. We have to really struggle a lot to get the permission, and we wrote to the head office, and then somehow we got the permission, and we did all women shift, which is again, it's one of the, I think, if I'm not wrong, it's a world record in the petroleum industry. From morning 6 a.m., which means by 4:30, we used to 4:30 a.m. we used to get in, and then like 12 o'clock we close the shift, but all the men or the people in Shell, like all the heads, we've been standing at the platform to check we are all safe. By 12, we just finished it, and that become a biggest record. Why I say all these things is because that's how job become very interesting, and we started loving the job, and that's where I learned how training and continuous learning can change people's life. People who are school dropouts, who work in the petrol stations, and they've been groomed so well, and customers refuse to believe that they are school dropouts, because they speak basic English, whatever is required to um, communicate with for that particular job. They'll be able to do it with more dedication and discipline. And every day in the briefing, they look forward for my briefing, because I started giving some kind of information, because I don't want to only go and give a briefing only talking about numbers, the targets that we need to achieve, or at the debriefing, oh yeah, you did this, you did that, and check the grooming and say, oh, you didn't do this, so you're going to face the consequences. You didn't finish your target, or you had a shortage of so much, so you need to pay all this. So nothing, only I didn't even talk much of this, but there was always an inspiring story. I realized how I can inspire them, or I wanted to kind of be somewhere. I wanted to be that 1% or one small dot in their life where they can remember me and say, oh, that day, that story, or that information, what you gave me motivated me, helped me. So that is how I become though they call me Hitler of the record, somewhere like they started liking me. And the highest number of that particular site was we had close to 100 people, out of which we had 50 to 60% of women. And we also had a disabled person called K. Ramesh. He used to be, it is almost 18 years, I still remember it so fresh. It is like, he was like, used to be in the Pump 7, where we used to have a board where people can come. It's simplified the learning. Uh, we used to have a acrylic board where customers come and write whether petrol or diesel. They used to tick and say the numbers that they want. It is 100 rupees, either rupees or it is. So these learnings made Ramesh very special. And Ramesh felt included. Always this differently able people are not being included in many things. They are being kept away for various reasons, but we included them. And for a company policy also, they say, but thanks to Shell, that taught me even a small sign language. 3 days back when I was Friday, I happened to go to Muttukadu on a working day. I had something to do there. Then we just stopped at Muttukadu boating house. We saw a bunch of school boys and girls, and the little learning of the sign language. I realized that these girls cannot talk. When I asked them to take a picture or something, and she said she can't talk, then the little of the sign language, I just told thank you, and I said I'm sorry that I didn't realize that they can. The amount of happiness and the expression that they showed, and the way they came and hugged me and all that, like I said, like, thanks to Ramesh for teaching me that little sign language to communicate with him, which after so many years it helped this kind of people. When I decided, or when I realized what training can do for people like that, that's when I came out and formed a company. And now this particular brand is just 2 years old. Before that, I was in another brand as a co-founder, as a private limited company as a director. And now post-COVID, I've moved and created this brand. But with this number of years of experience, what I have learned is, like I said, when we started the training company, 3 things we met because of the learning that what I went through. That's what I was trying to tell with this big story. Definitely, we don't want PPTs. That's when when I spoke to Mr. Gopi yesterday, he said, like, no slides. He said, yeah, no slides, but anyway, I will try and do something. But unfortunately, it's not working. I was not able to share is what I'm trying to say. So this is like, I said no PPTs, because most of the times when it become a serious PPT, I felt the people is not involving much. So we said we will have it more interactive rather than having just a PPT. And second, with more of a regional language. Okay. So, however, like you say, like in a professional setup, of course, yes, the business language has to be maintained. Beyond that, if it is possible that we can use the regional language, yes, let's do it. And third biggest learning that I took from there is activity. After a particular point of time, like we will not be in a stage to if a trainer comes and says, oh, these things, this is what you need to learn, and you implement it, it is not easily acceptable from the grown-up adult who's sitting on the other side. So we started working out a lot of activities which now become very popular, and people call it as gamified, all that. So we said we will just work on a lot of activities and do a cross-learning and self-realization. And while we did that, and that's how I was able to reach close to 1 lakh and odd people in this 15 years of training, where 80 to 90% of my training just happened through word of mouth. Have I ever done a hardcore marketing or a sales call? Maybe 10% in this entire career as a trainer. That's all it happened. So evolving job landscape is what I'm trying to capture in particular one big story of mine. I never know as we started, and that would be the same case with many of us whoever started their career, what we studied and what we are, or where we started and from where to where we have reached is completely, it is a big evolving is happening. And how do we fix this, or how do we update ourselves is something is a very big challenge. If I'm not a continuous learner, if I'm not ready to enhance my skills and do a master, become really strong in that, it is very difficult. Imagine a chef is not going to upgrade his knowledge, and he's just going to be one same uh, place wherever he started, or he has to go through his ranks. Like if he's not getting his certifications, or if he's not upgrading his knowledge, if he's not being innovative in his job, definitely we will all stop going to restaurants and hotel, and they're kind of that particular business may not be won't exist at all, is what we say. The small change enhancement, or the change that we do, even the simplest tairi sadam that we eat. Okay, even now at home we started garnishing, because somewhere we know we have to upgrade and keep moving. Okay, and get our industry trends. Okay, be it any industry, we are forced, or if we think we have a growth or we need to have a growth towards a career, and I'm a person, I have a lot of enthusiasm of something, like we believe in that, and definitely we need to keep a face on our industry trends. What is it? It's like a hunger now, like mostly like if you are a foodie or if you are a movie guy, like how we keep checking on the trends and keep uh, I mean watching a movie or go for that particular hotel and see like what is there. The same way, if we could keep up on the trend, if I could be updated, or I know what is happening in the my industry. So I need to just upgrade myself and see I have to go further. If that urge or that enthusiasm, that burning fire is there, if I wanted to reach that, if I have a target, if I want to fulfill my ambition and dreams and desire, definitely this, keeping up with the industry trends would be um, help us. Okay, anybody there, or it's only me talking here? Hello, is there anybody? Can I have okay? Because
We are listening, madam.
okay, is it worth your time on a Sunday, or ஐயோ என்னம்மா வந்துட்டீங்க அந்த மாதிரி இருக்கா? If that's the case, tell me, like I will just shift the topics.
Actually, I'm impressed with the way that word of mouth is working a lot in the market rather than marketing and sales.
Definitely, sir. If Mr. Vikram, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Vikram, I'm very grateful for that, because I don't, even last year, that is, I mean, this current year 2024, if I just look up, no, there are few brands that I have done trainings with them. I don't know, all of a sudden one day someone is calling me from a HR company, and they're saying, madam, like in the Madri, somebody is referred and we wanted to do. I said, like, who referred? And he's giving me one name, and that name I don't know. I said, like, can you please give me that particular person's name, because I wanted to see who referred me. And he gave me one name and number, and I don't know who he. Okay, then I called this person and says, எனக்கு யாருன்னே தெரியலங்க, என்னோட contact listலயே கிடையாது. Then he's telling, no, you never did a training for that company, but he was part of your training in another organization, so he recommended you. I was like, oh my God, thank you very much. And that's a good big brand that I got an opportunity to a certain extent. No? Maybe that would be the one training that we did with them, because they moved with a different setup now. In 10 days, I took 7 flights. Okay. That's how the client took care of us, and that busy they kept me. And 15 days I had assignments, and one particular, that 1 week, so many flights. I said, sir, kunjo vidringa, let me go back and sleep at home. And most importantly, I want home food. Okay, I'm missing it. I'm not able to even to certain. I mean, like one particular state, I had a tea in a banquet hall. I generally don't drink tea or coffee, but that day, like, was too tired, so I picked up a coffee and I tasted, and I took a picture and posted saying that any part of the country, the banquet tea tastes same. Okay, so I started packing lunch. I came one day back to Chennai, and I said the same day or something they wanted me to fly back, but I said, no, I'm not doing it. I am going to stay tonight, and next day morning I'm going to take this time flight, and I will join the training, because I'm going to pack the food and go. So why I'm saying this is because if we do our job with so much of passion and learning and connect with audience, you don't need to market yourself. It happens. In some way, people will definitely help us, and they will recommend us. And that's how I've been even here. Okay, I don't know you, who you are, or you don't know me, who you are. And I happened to speak to Mr. Gopi few days before through another connect, and I'm here. So when we do a job with lot more passion and dedication, it automatically takes us wherever we want, is one belief that I always follow. And thank you very much, Mr. Vikram. And unlocking career advancement is another point that I wanted to. I'll just copy this, because I'm not able to share the slide. I will just copy this point alone and just put it in your chat box. Yeah, I think it is working. Yeah. So it is like unlocking your career, and as we have been talking about the continuous learning. Okay, since it's going too much of me alone talking, let me know, like, who saw Pushpa 2? Anybody watched Pushpa 2? Must be thinking it's supposed to be a serious discussion or a serious speech, and where did this woman come on a Sunday morning and asking us about Pushpa 2? So anybody watched Pushpa 2? Not it. No. Okay.
In order to prepare for Pushpa 2, yesterday I revised Pushpa 1.
Okay. Please tell me, what is that you understood from Pushpa 1? Excuse me, I'm going to drink water. Yeah.
No compromise.
No compromise. Okay. அது ஏன் அந்த மாதிரி no compromise, Mr. Anand or Mr. Pradeep?
Yeah. He's determined to achieve something.
Yeah, he's determined to achieve, whether it is maybe the way that he chose. எனக்கும் புஷ்பா 1 சரியா ஞாபகம் இல்ல. But whatever the way that he chose may be wrong, but the determination. I have a D3 mantra. இதெல்லாம் நம்மளோட எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ்ல அப்படியே நம்மளுக்கு கொஞ்சம் வரும் இல்லைங்களா? அந்த மாதிரி வந்த ஒரு D3 mantra: dedication, discipline, and determination. If we have this D3, definitely we can reach wherever we want, is something I always believe in. Yeah, and also a little bit of more dream and all that put together, and definitely we can reach what we want. Yeah, somebody is creating own brand. So what does that mean, Mr. Naidu? Sir, can you please tell me what do you mean by that, creating own brand? Is it for Pushpa's review?
No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
yeah,
Pushpa's.
yeah,
Yes.
Pushpa review I had given.
What do you mean by, I'm learning now. So what do you mean by creating?
No,
own
once a brand created,
Yeah.
so it is recognized in the industry.
Okay. But do you think it can be easily recognized?
கொஞ்சமா ஒண்ணு
Santanam sir,
ஆமா.
konjam mute போட்டுக்கோங்களேன், please.
முக்கியமா அதான் 2 குடை மிளகா 4 கேரட்
Yeah.
Sunday cooking.
2 பீட்ரூட் சொன்னேன்
Okay,
புரியுமா?
Sunday menu. Gopi sir,
2
can you just
beetroot.
put Santanam sir on mute? Come on,
No,
sir.
I mean, there's a lot of effort required to create the brand, and once the brand is created,
Yeah.
so now the things go seamlessly.
Absolutely,
So
sir.
what it is shown in the movie also. So he had did the hard work to create his own brand. When the brand created, so he was recognized as a leader there.
Yeah, but it doesn't end with just creating a brand, you know. It's lots and lots of hard work and so much of money, opportunity, operation. I'll tell you when you've been talking about this. I can't name the person, but
Shut up.
I will just tell
Yeah,
you a short.
myself, Shalab.
Yes, sir.
Shalab.
Shalab. Okay. I'll tell you a real life experience that I have recently come across with a big entrepreneur. I met him yesterday. I think Gopi sir knows it because we discussed about this yesterday. So I met this gentleman yesterday and who started one of the biggest brand in Chennai. I mean, while Tata is already there in the industry, they came in with a similar product or a very similar thing and successful 15 years of journey and people wherever they want to take this brand and go close to 80-90 outlets they had, but now they have shrunk to 2 or 3. Yeah, they don't want to move further because the biggest reason that he says, the operation difficulty, people are not ready to learn, people are not upgrading, especially the not only I thought it's in the entry level of staffs. No, it is throughout the ranking. He's saying there's no people with much. I mean, there's no. So you want to say something?
No, I'm here.
Yeah. So it is like there is no dedication or there is no interest in the people to work. Okay. So it is like he says, I don't want to start up again a brand or expand this. And he's been like from morning to evening, he's on the floor. He's been trying to educate people, but if you ask the customers, he has so many customers. This is like, I would say with the 2 keywords, no, capability and commitment. Okay. So let's say like, if the person's capability is very high and commitment is low, so what do you call him as? And this is an open question. If the person's capability is high and commitment is low,
Lazy.
He is the CEO of the organization.
Okay, lazy. Okay, would you like to keep him in your organization?
Yeah, he is the
No.
driving the organization, right?
So commitment is less, but capability is high.
He is guiding the people under him, so he's capable enough to guide the people.
Okay, so if I say that the capability is also low, commitment is also low, appa enna pannalam?
வேலையை விட்டு தூக்கு.
Okay, வேலை விட்டு தூக்கு. சரி, high capability, low commitment. Okay, அது பேசிட்டோம். High commitment and low capability.
Need some training.
Okay, so எனக்கு இங்க scope இருக்கு. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Training works.
Sorry? Not worthy.
Yeah,
Okay.
as he said, so training works.
Training works. Okay. So what happens if a person with high commitment and high capability? Who fits there?
PM.
Yeah, CEO, he said.
Okay. So where do you see yourself in this? Twist in the question.
All of them.
No, you don't need to answer me, but just in this place in the 4 quadrant, just see like where do you see
First
yourself.
option.
Yeah, Vikram sir சொல்ல வேண்டாம், answer சொல்ல வேண்டாம். Because இதுல நம்மள match பண்ணோம்னா இந்த quadrantல ஒண்ணு நம்மள match பண்ணிக்கலாம். Second, நம்ம கூட இருக்க team, whoever is there, no? So if you could fix there, okay, say quadrant 1, high capability and low commitment. So how many of them come here? So you will have one list of names இல்லைங்களா? நம்ம எல்லாரும் கூடயும் இருக்கவங்க ஒரு group இருக்கும் இல்லையா? அந்த groupல அந்த மாதிரி இருக்கிறவங்க எவ்வளவு பேர் இருக்காங்க? So with high commitment and high capability, யாரெல்லாம் இருக்கா? If you could do this exercise in your team, in your organization, maybe we can use this in your personal, circle also. Just give me 1 minute, no? I'm little unwell from last night, so just need some break. So if you can use this quadrant and see yourself, maybe I'll just type it here for your reference. It's high commitment and low capability. Low capability and high commitment.
He can become a leader.
Yeah. So where do we stand is also something very important for us to move forward, or just to say, oh yeah, I'm here, like let me. It's a self introspection, right? High commitment and high capability. High commitment and low capability. What am I missing now? Low, high. Okay. Can anyone help me to figure out what did I miss here? High commitment, low capability. High capability and yeah. Oops. Okay. High capability.
Low or high?
Okay. I think I'm missing high capability and low commitment. Yeah. So in the quadrantல நம்மளே எங்க இருக்கோம்னு கூட பாத்துக்கலாம் first. செகண்ட், இங்க எங்க ஃபிக்ஸ் ஆகுறாங்க? இப்போ இந்த லோ கேப்பபிலிட்டி ஹை கமிட்மெண்ட் இருக்கிற ஆளுங்க கிட்ட வந்து நீங்க என்ன வேணாலும் பண்ணலாம். யூ கேன் ஈவன் கிவ் யுவர் சேஃப் கீ அண்ட் கோ. ஹீல் பி, பிகாஸ் ஹிஸ் கமிட்மெண்ட் இஸ் வெரி வெரி ஹை, பட் கேப்பபிலிட்டி இல்ல. நம்மளோட ஆர்கனைசேஷன் ஸ்ட்ரக்சர்ல பாத்தீங்க அப்படின்னா, எஸ்பெஷலி இன் பிஸ்னஸ் ஸ்டார்ட் அப்ஸ் ஆர் mostly with a business where people I've been running it for ages. For example, just an example, kind of Nalli, Kumaran, Naidu Hall or RMKV, இந்த மாதிரி just சில places மாத்திரம் எடுத்துக்கோங்களேன். இங்கெல்லாம் வந்து எப்பயுமே இந்த கமிட்மெண்ட் ஹையா இருந்தா போதும், கேப்பபிலிட்டி குறைவா இருந்தா கூட பரவாயில்ல. If the commitment is high, you will see such people there. Okay, they'll be they are called as very loyal people, and they'll be always there. நம்ம கூட நம்ம ஆஃபீஸ்ல somebody will be there with very less commitment, high commitment with very very less capability, because it's okay, you can trust that person and do it. But with high capability and high commitment, it's very rare to get that combination. And that combination is someone who keep moving forward so well. And you can see those person climbing up the ladder very fast. And coming back to this unlocking career advancement is something like this is somewhere like you do a lot of trainings, all these things. But when training happens, like many places, they come up with, this is again my experience, the companies come up with one particular topic and say, this is what we wanted to do. We don't take such trainings because they must have said like, okay, in the training pannana seriyadum. No, we sit with them and understand what it is, because most of the times trainings don't become very successful for two reasons, or reading or anything that we wanted to implement, not only training. Okay, I read this. Solvanga Elon Musk he read a book how to operate a satellite or rocket or something. I vaguely remember that. And that's how he learned to do it. So it is not one time that he would have done that. It is continuous process, right? So even if it is training or something that we have done that for a very long time, how do I implement it? When it comes to such things, oh yeah, I am passing an information to my junior or a colleague or someone working with me. There's a question called what is in it for me? That is more important. உங்களுக்கு நீங்களே யோசிச்சு பாருங்களேன், when we started our career, or somebody is coming and giving an information talking about the project or saying like this is the commitment, we have to finish this and give the job to us, the first question உங்களுக்கு மனசுல என்ன வரும்? Please communicate only in English. Okay, done. I'm sorry. So what would be the first question if somebody is coming and handing over a project or a job to you? Okay, so what would be your first question? They're saying like, this is the target and I want you to finish, your super boss, your boss, or someone is saying like, I want you to finish this job at this particular period. This is the target, whatever. Nah? So what would be your first reaction? It's a question, please. Why is he assigning me? Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. So you are the best. So you're being assigned, Mr. Parthiban.
Give me a good team of people.
Okay. Give me a good team of people. Okay. Scope. Okay. What is it?
Strategies of working on the
Sorry?
particular strategies.
Strategies.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has picked you and strategies that you have to form these strategies. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. We are all talking
I
about
just think of it, the strategies to work on it, to reach to finish it by the deadline fixed a period of time.
Okay, you are being a very nice person, so you are thinking about all this. Someone is coming on. This is the truth, Mr. Lakshmanan. Benefit for me and the organization. Exactly, you nailed it, Mr. Lakshmi Narayanan. Thank you very much. The first honest question is, what is in it for me? Maybe may not be the first question, later at least. What is in it for me? Why I've been picked up and why every time I've been asked to do this? Why should I do it? Unless and until I know what is in it for me. Hello? Mr. Anand, you're trying to say something? Yeah. Unless and until like we say or we decide, we get to know there is something in it for me, it's very difficult for us to get involved. Okay, I know I have to, maybe in a generic way, we all say, no, we have been, okay, I've been working. Hello? Can I? Yeah. So it's like, what is in it for me? Why should I do it? Okay. Maybe I'm expecting a promotion, or I'm sure I'm going to get some extra benefits out of it, or I'm going to get an award, something. Okay. Unless and until we know what is in it for me, or I'm convinced with that, what is in it for me, it is difficult for me to just do the job. Okay. In the beginning, we might do that. Later in the stage, after some time, the question arises, what is in it for me? That's why 73% of employees are interested in learning about the company's new role. And also they wanted to know what is in it for me? Why should I do it? If you could convince as a leader or a head of a department or a MD or whatever designation, fight for the mind space with different formats. I have a small question to learn from your expertise. May I please get a chance? Yes, please go ahead, sir. Yeah, so it is like, if I'm convinced what is in it for me, I think then you can see the involvement of that particular person in your project. Yes, Dr. Sudeep. Yes, sir, please go ahead, sir.
Thank you, ma'am, for the opportunity. Am I audible to you?
Very well, very well.
Okay. See, my association with brands of repute and building brands always tells me that mind space of a customer or a group of customers is very cluttered with information overload. So what happens is, to break the clutter, we require some uniqueness, and dramatics is one of the way. See, I was consulting for an insurance company, and I told that walking over the fire is a dramatic way of making a foray into the mind of the customer, who is told that once you die, you will get the benefits of insurance, life insurance. And the way a customer is scheduled, a customer is made to understand is very scary. So I will just narrate, Gopi sir, with your permission, I will take just a minute so that everybody is with me in the same page, that a particular insurance agent came inside a house and was trying to convince the customer about family insurance product. So he told that, I am not sure that how much money you are keeping for your kids, because the kids has to take care of you when you go to the hospital. So please take us as a more loyal service provider. So one smart kid immediately answered, do you know my dad and mom, how much they are keeping for us? So we will at least spend another 10% of that and then our income to save our dad and mom. Why you have to help us? So just imagine the kids were smarter to say we will invest somewhere in mutual funds and others. And insurance is not only covering risk, but also it will help us in capital growth and capital gains also, something like that. So it was convincing argument from their end, but though they had some lacuna. But what I am more interested to say, in some products, there is no full stop. There are only commas and exclamation marks when we are marketing insurance. So in an insurance market, ma'am, can you please tell us that how we can make a space for a particular product in the mind of the customer, number one. And number two, sometimes we do a lot of competitors analysis. Now, if we are only thinking about competitors as somebody who will not be collaborating with us, only will be competing with us, we are in a different frame of mind, right? So it is very important to understand that are we going to collaborate and we will think about competitors, or we are complementing competitors, or we are head on with competitors, Pepsi and Coke, head on competition, or is it guerrilla warfare? So I don't know whether I've spoken too much. So
No.
over to you.
It's clear. I just picked up a couple of sentences that you said. One, the insurance agent, whoever has pitched in, I would say the obviously the customers are very smart, okay, because they would have done their part of market research or competitor research. Because when you go with the insurance, the hospitality rates are different. When you say you're going to pay on your own, the rates are different. I'm sure many of us will be aware of it. So why should I pay it every month if I think, or every year if I think I can invest, say, about so many thousands or lakhs, and that's going to give me a different ratio or interest for that particular money. It is appreciation. With that money I can use it. And the pitch is wrong if I can tell that, because when your parents get old, you can take care of them. They will not be. I think those are all. If that's the exact dialogue that this person has said, then it is a very, very wrong sales pitch. Yeah. Especially on a product like, or a service like insurance or whatever it is. I believe in one particular thing when it comes to sales. Sales is not talking. Sales is just connecting with people through emotion. Okay, there is a problem, and how I'm going to solve this problem through the emotion. Okay. For example, I'll just tell you this particular brand called Zudio. I'm sure it is across India now. Tata's brand. Okay. Tata had one complete standard, and they never came down except for that nano car. He had a different vision for that. Unfortunately, Indians were not able to. Again, when you go back and listen to Ratan Tata's video on that, he has clearly said, I said that this poor man's car. That's a failure of this car. He himself has said, because when you tag me as a poor man, I would not like to associate that with that word. Okay, when I buy a car, I say, oh, yeah, because this guy is poor, he's not economically, he cannot afford, so he got this car. So he said that is one reason. Now here back to the Zudio. Zudio is a place where it is only targeting college-going girls and school-going girls, or people with that kind of body structure and financial stability. they have come up with a concept that where you cannot see anywhere in multicolor ads or anything. It is only with two colors, black and white. They have reduced, they said we are not going to invest anything on branding and spend more. And second, you will not have, most likely there won't be any products beyond 1,000 rupees. Affordability. Yeah. The entire West Side crowd, whoever thinks it is costly, they started moving out to, okay, on a daily routine, I wanted to use this, then we will move on to this particular brand. Okay. So how do you pitch in is more important. Competitor analysis, yes, nowadays clients are extremely intelligent. Okay. And at one touch point, you get all the information across the world, not in one particular state, across the world. So it is good competitive analysis is to gain your knowledge and to come up with the rebuttals is what I would say. It is, of course, it is when they are not collaborating with you, it is going to be a real challenge. How do I convince my customer? That is where this emotional bonding comes in.
Kavitha ma'am, I have a follow-up on this because I run my own organization and I am also an educator in brand and consulting. Okay. Now, you are definitely more experienced in this field. Ma'am, a very important thing is, see, when I am a startup, scaling up or scaling out, my brand leverage is not going to help me to bring business when I'm a startup. But there are incumbents in the market who are very strong in their brand positioning. So finding out a space where I can plug in, where my competitors are not that well protected with their brand. So finding out that vulnerability of a competitor's brand is very important, I feel so.
Of course.
And what is most important is whenever I am offering a product or a service, it has to back up the claims I make when I am, putting my brand into dock in the market. So sometimes there is always claims which are made by brands which are not always kept by the product or the service. And I am telling you, I'm talking to you from Calcutta. Saffola, the sunflower oil, actually dropped Prince of Calcutta, Saurav Ganguly, because he had a heart attack. Okay. Yeah. And you please understand, even the celebrities are dropped if they have a heart attack and they are doing a Saffola, which is very good for heart brand. And majority of the celebrities doesn't use the brand. Madhuri Dixit, I think.
None of them use the brand what they vote for.
Madhuri Dixit never bathed with Lux, but all the girls found Lux. If they bathe with, they will all become Madhuri Dixit, which never happened. So what is your take on this?
No, sir, that was like we need to have a clarity in what we are dealing with. These are all personal perspectives, and of course, yes, I start my brand. If I know who's my competitor, it is just going to give me an education on that. I know what it is. But there is, as I quoted, like there is my determination, my desire, my dreams, and my discipline. That is going to take me forward. I have a goal. Okay, I'm going to do this, and how I'm going to do it. And I'm going to be the master in doing it. Uniqueness of what you do it. I have a friend, my friend's friend. Okay, yesterday we were talking about something and this particular topic came up. His name is Raj or something. He passed away due to COVID thing. But anything on Excel, he will not use mouse. Anything on the Excel, he is the man for it. Okay, he started in a very, very entry-level job, and the passion and the dedication and the determination he showed, it took him to the level of a director of that particular MNC. And absolutely, he's the star of it. You can't kill him. You can't beat him. So much of knowledge. It is up to us what we want to do. Of course, there's going to be competitors. Not in this field. If I wanted to start a idli shop, or if I wanted to start a pani puri, or if I wanted to sell lottery tickets, I think it is banned in Tamil Nadu, whatever. So anything that I wanted to do, I will definitely have competitors. Okay. But how that uniqueness is what I need to create is something that we need to completely sit in and craft yourself. Okay. I believe in that word called crafting. Okay. As an entrepreneur, as a human being, every minute, okay, you need to learn, or you need to keep crafting yourself if you want it to shine like a diamond. You remember that Eagle store? Yes, you have something to say?
See, I have a input here. I was with VIT University Vellore campus, and we invited Chai King owner in the
Yeah,
campus for a talk. Now
Balak-
the name matters because I asked him a question that why you have named it Chai King, not Chai Queen. Because at home the best of the tea are made by queens at home, not by the kings. And
The
it's
tea shops are manned by the same tea shops are manned by men. Okay.
No, the name matters because Zudio does not catch hold in our mind. But when we say pantaloons, it immediately reflects what is it all about. Because common Indian doesn't know what Zudio means, but common Indian knows what is patloon or pantaloon, right? So
No, but
name matters. And for startups, I wanted a candid answer from you. How startups can brand themselves? That's my last query.
Startups can brand themselves.
Yes.
No, I need to be a brand expert to answer this. Definitely, I'm not a brand expert on that. If you ask me why I named 16 Dimension,
yes,
a training company. Many said it looks like an architect company. I said it's okay, but I'm very clear it has to be 16 dimensions. For one simple reason, there is a story behind it. If you go and Google it, 16 dimensions is the 16 personalities every human being have. Out of which only 4 floats off, which is a disc, again, out of which each one character dominates. That's a different story. Okay, 16 dimension is the personality. So I wanted to know. I'm very particular about it. This left to the person, the founders' view and liberty to name the way they want. But whatever I name it, okay, there is one mobile shop. If you are in Chennai, you will know. There's something called A to Z. I was just thinking about it a couple of days before. What is it A to Z? But I know if I walk into the shop, they are in every area, a big shop, no fancy stuff, nothing, no branding, one blue color background with rivers of A to Z, that is all. You will not find any fancy dressed guys, no customer service, as we call it, like typically trained customer service, Vanakam, Namaste, no, nothing like that. They'll be sitting and chatting. It is one counter, like you see it, all the bakery, all that. The customer has to stand out there inside 2, 3, or more than that. They are there with lots and boxes of things, and they make so much of business. Okay, where branding comes here, where customer service comes here, but they know how to sell to a customer. They make sure you buy at least 2 or 3 mobile pouches or any kind of repair that you have. The conventional stores will tell 10,000 rupees. You go to them, they will charge you 4,000 rupees.
Right.
Okay,
Nandri, Ramananla answer. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Dhanyavad. So where are we? I have a small appointment. Okay. So there's another question also. What are the objectives of this task? What information I need to clearly address or accomplish? Can you just explain what it is, Mr. Parthiban? I'm sorry, I couldn't connect.
I guess he meant this question that you asked before, like high capability and low commitment or something.
Oh, for that.
Sorry. Yeah, the question, the task deadline, I guess.
Okay, so I'll come back to you on that. And then the last point that we are talking about, personal growth and confidence and networking. Okay, so this is networking is part of it. That's why we are here. As I forgot the author's name, the person who said your network is your net worth. Okay, so that's becoming a new mantra nowadays because advertisement has gone kind of, it's taken a different backseat now. Earlier, like people of our age, when we started, we had print media, we had radios, we have TVs, we had a lot of things, banners and everything to talk about brands and advertisements. Now it is completely on a different mode. But how do I market myself? How do I connect? How do I say that I'm the brand? This is where I need. So network is the only option many people believe, and that is the most successful option that we currently have. And that is how, because why networking? When I talk about my brand, the passion that I have, the salesperson who I'm going to appoint may not have the kind of same passion what I have. I'm sure everybody will believe it. when you have a project, you have created the project. If you're not an entrepreneur, let's say you're working elsewhere, I have created a project. So the way that you're going to show your deliverables or the way that you're going to project your deck, definitely your junior or the person who's just working with you will never be able to create that kind of impression or the impact with the team where we need it. Because the passion, the ownership that what we have, it may not happen with the other person is what I'm trying to tell you. And personal growth and confidence, of course, yes, personal growth is like, how do we plan ourselves? It is, again, I'm someone like I can create a kind of money like Mr. Wembu of Zoho creates, and still I can go on a cycle, I can stay in a village, I can convert the entire village in a different way. It is a decision that I make. But as a person, what is that growth? I used to give a small example. So let me just use the same example here. It is like a water. I can decide whether I wanted to be in a water bottle or I wanted to be in a river, or I'm going to become a sea or whatever. What kind of structure I'm going to take as a water? It is completely left to each individual's perspective. What suits me definitely will not suit the other person. So it is like we need to keep crafting ourselves. One of my very favorite word. I also have a tattoo here. It's called crafting me. Okay, it's not seen much. So this is something like I always believe in it. Na? We need to always keep crafting ourselves. The moment I stop learning, the moment I stop not applying that learning in my life, or I'm not going to upgrade myself. The simplest thing, each of us have a mobile phone. Every 30 days once, or maybe after some point of time the mobile starts update your software. We will postpone things that is not even doing a personal stuff, but we will not stop upgrading our mobile phone because we know we can't survive without a mobile phone. We all become an addict for it. That is on the behavior side, but our entire dependency is on that. Yeah? So we are so particular that every month or every time that the mobile software says update me, we wanted to push that button. I will push it immediately. Yeah. Or maybe that late night whenever I have time. But that particular day I will do it because I know if I'm not going to press that button, my mobile may not support all the apps or the way that I'm using right now. So I'm forced, or I wanted to do that. I'm so much convinced that upgradation and my phone, we don't even know whether it's going to help us in our life or how it is. But when was the last time that we upgraded? When was the last time that we read a new book? Okay. Or when was the last time that the kind of experience that I learned from somebody else and I'm going to use it in my routine life? We don't know. Yeah. Are we doing it? Do we have a checkpoint on all this? Maybe sounds little monotonous, maybe sounds little mechanical. Why do I need to do it? It is a life that I wanted to enjoy. Of course, yes, it's your perspective and you can do that. But if I have a strong goal, if I wanted my personal growth, if I want that to be achieved, it is very difficult now. Like, as I read somewhere, it is very, very difficult to be disciplined. It's easy to be as anything, but it is very difficult to be disciplined because I say this is how my set of timing, my life is going to be there. Okay. Since we are running out of time. Okay. I just wanted to, okay. Mr. Gopi, another 10 minutes for me for question and answers. Gopi sir. Am I on mute or Gopi sir is not there? Okay.
No, I'm on mute. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I have another 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. So should we start question answers, or how do we take this now?
Yes, we'll have the question answers now.
Okay. So I have a couple of points now before I move on to the question answer. So please ask yourself, how can I use what I know to make a difference? We all know with number of experience that we have in a personal and a professional life. And with that, like, can we come up with one point that what kind of difference I'm going to create in the space that I am am. Can I have some answers on that? If it is too personal, no. If something that you can share, then definitely it's going to help each other to learn something new. I'll type the question if you want. Can I have some input on this, please? And what kind of leader would you like to be? You wanted to be somebody who's on a transactional leadership, which is very, very difficult. Okay, yeah, this is like, you're going to do this to me, I'm going to do this to you. That's over. Beyond that, there's nothing. Or you wanted to be dictating leadership. I want you to do that. No questions asked. Okay. Or you're going to be a transformational leader. Okay. With all that experience that I have gained in my life, I wanted to really do some transformation in you. And I pick up few people and I just do this for them. Are you going to be a transformational leader, or you're going to be
servant leader?
Yeah, servant leader. Okay. So who do you want it to be? And what is that one skill, okay, you want people to learn from you?
Wisdom.
I'm sorry?
Wisdom.
I couldn't hear you, Mr. Vikram.
Wisdom.
Wisdom. Okay. Okay. It is little generic. If it could be little specific. Probably if you're not comfortable answering here, it is not necessary that I need to hear this. But these are the answers I would suggest, like, you need to hear. Okay. What is that? Now, if we talk about Mahatma Gandhi, what do we remember? Let's forget about all the political criticism. Let's forget about everything. Mahatma Gandhi as a person, what do we remember? What is that impact that he's created?
Ahimsa.
Exactly.
Yeah, Ahimsa.
But he has taken the complete trademark of it. Yeah. He says like non-violence, but that is the toughest violence one can hold. He did that. Yeah. So what would you like? Okay, Rajnikant, though I don't like movies to be discussed, but
Style.
still, style. Kamal Hassan.
Acting.
Keep learning.
No,
Keep learning.
Mr. Vijay, you are being very politically correct.
Updating.
If you're updating again, yeah, of course, that is also. But Kamal Hassan is the person who taught many of that generation to fall in love and style.
Ulaga Nayagan.
Whatever. Okay. So
Take challenge.
Sorry?
Take challenge always.
Yeah, takes challenge. Yeah. So what is that one particular?
He embraced the change actually, time to time.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Now
exactly.
we are talking about others. What is that we are going to embrace? It is not, we are no less than anybody else. Okay.
Actually, he projected the digital aspect of movie or media. How can we?
Yeah. Vikram's a 1 minute. Okay, with due respect or to everybody, but we are talking, when it comes to others, we are talking about what they are good at, what kind of impact they have done, and what is that one impact that we are going to create to ourselves. Because we have enough learnings, we are no less than anybody else, provided which the opportunity may be a little challenging. Apart from that, what is that one thing that we wanted to create? Think. This is for question to think, but I definitely would love to hear that impact that we wanted to create. I had one small goal when I started to train. Okay, when I die, I wanted at least 100 people across the world, okay, to say that I have been, at least somewhere, I have been one small dot in their life to do some kind of a transformation. Yeah, that is all the goal I had. And I'm sure I would have crossed it by now because I crossed lakh and odd people in my life. So, what is that you wanted to do? Ask that question. Yeah. So that is all I have for now. And because we are running out of time, Mr. Gopi will be like, Amma, Sunday, like, can you allow us to go? We wanted to eat biryani, all non-veg or veg are getting ready. Okay. Yeah. So I'm stopping at Mr. Gopi.
Yeah, we'll keep the floor open for question and answers now. Maybe
Yeah.
we can take a few questions. Yeah, participants, you may please unmute and ask your questions, please.
Yeah, if I may, Gopi sir and Kavitha, it was very, very insightful chat, right? And I have a whole lot of things that I wanted to acknowledge first and then place it here for your and everyone else's contemplation. First, to start with what you mentioned the last about, your goal, right, when you die. And it's a fantastic way to put things in perspective. And Stephen Covey, who was one of the greatest, trainers, he used to make his clients do this, to write their own obituary, right? First, when you are trying to, figure out what you really want to do, he makes them start with writing their obituary, right? And then how they want to be remembered when they die, and then work backwards. Very powerful. And thanks for sharing that. Several things, right? Wabi Sabi, what you mentioned about the Japanese art. And I also want to mention a little bit of about it, right, for others' benefit as well. So Wabi Sabi is actually a Japanese art form where they take broken ceramic bowls and, with cracks or breaking, and they fill the cracks with gold, right?
Yeah.
So it is a symbolism of celebrating imperfections. Fantastic. And it comes from the philosophy of accepting the imperfections and make it work for you, make it beautiful, make it your own brand and style, right? So that's, thanks for bringing it up also. To me, you talked about learning, you talked about leveraging
Yes,
and
sir,
leading, right?
sorry. Can you please tell the name of the Japanese term once again, please, sir?
I'm
Wabi
typing it.
Sabi.
Wabi
Let me
Sabi.
type it in the
Thank you.
Yeah. So I also mentioned about the capabilities and commitment. I think, I got reminded of a book that I've read called Speed of Trust. I would encourage you all to read about it. Read the book. It's a fantastic book written by, in fact, one of the sons of Stephen Covey. His name is Stephen Covey Jr. as well. He talks about how trust can be developed only when there is both character and competence, which is similar to capability and commitment analogy that you mentioned, right? Because you can't go to a dentist, you can't trust a dentist with your tooth if they're not competent. Just because they have a nice character, they're a very nice person, and vice versa, right? So I think it requires both competence and character, which is basically the capability and commitment to build trust. Maybe there were times when people were trusted only because of their commitment and their mistakes were ignored. But I think we live in times where mistakes could be expensive. So it is important that we for ourselves, and the expectations we have for the team is they have to develop both character and competence, right? Both the capability and commitment. So from a learning standpoint, from your experience, Kavitha, right? See, it is very interesting to see how child learning happens in a child versus learning happens in an adult, right? So the pedagogy is very different from andragogy, right? So, and the fundamental difference being a child doesn't require a purpose to learn. They are fundamentally and naturally curious. But when it comes to adult learning, unless we see, it is important and we know that there is a benefit to learn something, we will not engage as adults. So have you seen that, and how do you address that? Because I think yeah, and I agree with you that being in that beginner's mindset or learner's mindset or growth mindset, right, is crucial. But it can come only when we know and realize that, what's in it for us, right? That,
Exactly.
having that minds, having learning as a mindset, not just as a chore, but it
Yeah.
has to be driven by some kind of a meaning and purpose. Why? Right?
Yeah.
Curiosity will fuel it. Being curious will be a fuel, but then what is it going to drive? So is it something that you have experienced in your training sessions, trying to
Definitely.
find that purpose?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't get your name.
Prasanna.
Prasanna. Okay,
Yeah.
thanks for such wonderful questions and clarities and inputs. One is to go back to Wahi Sabi is something like if you see people started celebrating the imperfection. The one example that comes in my mind right now was somewhere in North, a father celebrated the girl's divorce. Okay, he said, yeah, my daughter was refusing to be a part of an abusive relationship. I sent her with all these bands and stuffs like that. Now, the same way I will celebrate and bring her back. It is who taught us that we need to be sorrowful? No.
Yeah.
Okay. So it is the conventional, the more challenge happens when you break the conventional method. If you think, yes, I can withstand the pressure and I can be like this, yes, be the way that I want to be, which means I'm not saying that you have to cross the borders or do something not comfortable or make people uneasy. But with my limits, if I could know what it is and turn around the uncomfortable stuffs in a better way, as rightly said, in our culture, we say the moment it is things are broken, you have to throw it. Okay. The same Chinese and Japanese culture also says the moment things are broken, you have to throw it off. Okay. Now we are shifting the perception itself. Okay. Yeah. You will throw it if you think it is not valuable. If I'm going to stick gold on it, what will you do? Yeah.
Right.
I mean, the bone or the mirror or the material is not giving you the value, but the gold. Okay. I would say anything, whatever happens, you be the gold. Yeah. So people cannot avoid you. The eagle story might be little out of the subject. I was about to quote that eagle story with Dr. Sudeep. Yeah. We all know every 40 years, the eagle has an option whether you have to die or you can pick up a new life. Right? So the eagle that which decides to say like, oh, I'm going to stay for another 40 more years or 30 more years, it has to go through a very painful process where the eagle flies to a mountain peak and sits and it plucks all his feathers by itself. Okay, such a painful process to do. Imagine I have to pluck my own feathers. That's not easy. Okay, so it does that, and then it breaks his beak at the end. And 45 days to 60 days, the eagle has to stay there, no food or nothing, and then all the new wings come in, and it gets an extension of another 30 more years. We need to decide what it is. Nothing comes easy. It is a very, very painful process for all of us, whether you be an entrepreneur, whether you be a student, whether you be a employee, whoever it is. But one common line in all of us is we are human beings. Okay. I'll tell you one more example or one more point. Okay. We all like to associate ourselves with brands, from the watch to the footwear to the dress to the anything that use the headphones or computer, anything that we want or we use, we wanted to pick up a brand. Yeah, we say, oh, when I see somebody sees me using this brand, my value goes up. Okay, we haven't thought about we becoming a brand. Yeah, so what is that kind of impact that me as a brand I'm going to create? Yeah, that's what the question that I put across. And to answer your question, Mr. Prasanna, it is like, of course, yes, in our trainings, we do face a lot of challenges. But one thing I always tell the owners or the trainees, it is like, please, the company has a goal and you're here to make money and you have a goal by using this. But how am I going to leverage it, or how am I going to bridge it? Okay, the company cannot say, okay, I want you to sell. So there has to be something for the personal, for the team to gain out of it. The what is in it for me, only when that is addressed, he can or he or she will be part of any training or any updation, anything. Otherwise, if it is going to be only the transformation or transactional, not transformation, transactional thing, Nobody would be part of anything. They will be because it is a mechanical thing, okay, transaction, but any given opportunity or the first given opportunity, the team will go off. People, whoever you are connected, whoever you are creating that one impact, right? Oh yeah, it is Prasanna sir. For Prasanna sir, I will stay in the company. Since Prasanna sir said, I will do this. Okay, that's a kind of, we are all, at the end of the day, we are all human beings. We all think straight. We all want peace. We all want happiness, apart from all the competitions that we are going through outside the world. Basic core values are same. If I'm going to treat you well, if I'm going to treat the correct things or tell you the correct things, definitely you're going to listen. And you're going to tell the right things, I'm going to listen to it. So that is all about it. But what kind of benefit? Let's have at least 3 to 5 points in a day that whoever I meet, I'm going to be somewhere, I'm going to be help them to give some kind of good, tips or usage or some benefits that they need to come back to me, or they need to say like, oh yeah, I wanted to meet Prasanna sir. If I meet Prasanna sir, I know I will get this solved out. I know I will. Some people, when you look, you'll feel happy. Some people, when you talk to them, you feel more happy. Some people, the moment you hear the hello, you wanted to run off. Okay. There are some people like you say like, okay, I know if I'm going to talk to this person, I'm going to get a solution. So who you want to be, it is up to you. Okay. Stay positive. Positive is the only thing that can help you rather than helping other. I would say, of course, that's the only thing will help you. Yeah. I wanted to stay positive because yes, of course, negative is part of life. Okay, being a lunchtime or being a Sunday, I'm just giving another foodie example. I'm going to have now, let's say there is biryani at home, easily done, highly sold food in India. Whether it's non-veg or veg, we all love biryani. Okay, so I'm going to eat biryani. Well, biryani can happen without all the masalas like green chili, or while you're eating, you will get one cardamom. You will get one cinnamon or whatever. No? So it is your option. Yes, I know life is going to be like this, or biryani is going to be like this. I'm going to pick up all these things and keep it separately and start my eating. Okay, otherwise I'm going to eat it. If I get, I'm going to keep it away. We can't say I don't want biryani. I want biryani without all this thing. Then it won't taste like anything. It won't be like a biryani. So life is going to be with all that masalas and ingredients to enjoy, to cherish, to have a speed break or to stop, whatever it is. But moving forward is the capacity human being have, we especially have. Otherwise, we will not be here on a Sunday afternoon, investing your time and saying, okay, what is in it for me? Am I right? Hello?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. So can we move on to the next question? Prasna, have I answered your question or no?
Oh, you have. Thank you. And yeah, it was just question and also a point to ponder for everybody. And yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
So thank you.
Kavitha,
Yes, sir.
I have a question. It's a little wider perspective. Nowadays, countries do look at it, what is called happiness index. And we know India is rather poor in terms of happiness index and as compared to the rest of the nations as such. Instead of talking as India as a whole, why organizations or even enterprises who are, or even whatever, let's say somebody has got some 10 or 20 people in their company, they start telling the happiness index in their websites. We all see their website of any organization, happy customers, but they don't talk about the happiness within. What is holding them?
What is holding them? Because they are not celebrating. We are not teaching people to celebrate oneself. If I boast out, if I talk about myself, then it is like I am boasting myself. Of course, yes, if I'm not going to talk about me, who will talk about me? Only I know what I have gone through.
No, instead of me,
me as in like I'm
together. Us together. I mean, what I'm saying is, let's celebrate our coexistence. That's one nice language I read about recently.
Yeah.
Celebrating the coexistence. But unfortunately, we don't do that. We always look at that either in terms of regionalism or in terms of caste or in terms of communities, and like that we go on. What is plaguing this country to work in that manner?
This is too much of competition, pressure.
Murthy sir, if I may, and Kavitha, if I may, right, I have a perspective on that. It's a fantastic idea, sir, to be able to measure and showcase, right? My guess is most companies are hesitating to showcase because what they show may not be pretty, right? How many companies actually have a healthy happiness index? But what you say is, in fact, there are some companies who have started to send out pulse surveys, as what they call. These are mini micro surveys that they send every week or multiple times a week to check the emotional state. It will be a one simple question with a smiley response and stuff like that, that would give a sense of how the mood of the organization is.
You look at this way, that earlier people used to have that whenever the person leaves the company, they ask an exit interview. But currently people are asking the questions the other way about, why are you staying in this company? So that we can try to pick up the things more. And since
absolutely. These are very critical.
And she's from Shell. I'm told the annual report of Shell has got information about highlights and lowlights. See, we should mature enough to say that, yes, these are the areas where I made a mistake. Then only I can start thinking at the areas to improve upon. If I don't look at the learning is continuous. That's what I always tell my youngsters. Whenever we go to college, this is not the chemical engineering or mechanical engineering you study and come out of it. Your learning is till the last breath. Like what Bhagat Singh said, no, I want to read one book before I go for 11 gallows. So we'll have to start thinking that culture, how do I get it about? So
absolutely, sir. In fact, there is one metric that is used for customers, right? Net Promoter Score. I don't know if it is used in other industries. It is heavily used in the IT industry. It's called NPS, which goes with one simple question: how likely are you to recommend us to someone else?
That's right.
So same metric can go for employees as well.
Say, Prasanna, I find that our Baliga is also there. He's also from ex-Reliance Solo. In Reliance, when we introduced Six Sigma, we told that internal customer satisfaction should be part of the project to be done by the HR fellows. But you won't believe the maximum opposition came from the HR head. He said, what are you trying to derail us? What is the fear which is happening? I'm looking at that way.
Yeah.
Is it the fear of we are all scared
of? It's a fear, I would say, sir, because I'm not confident enough in an exit interview or in an office to say, how happy are you? Can you just measure that, or can you just tell me about the happiness or the how comfortable are you in this place? Because one is the company is also a little scared or worried whether the reports or the answers, what the employees are going to be really truthful. Okay. For example, if I say like you are not supposed to enter into a campus, or you are not supposed to drive without helmet. Yesterday I was seeing a video where the guy in our Rotary thing, they have posted a video where the traffic cop is going and teaching everyone about, you're wearing a helmet because I'm going to catch hold of you, so you're wearing a helmet. Have you strapped it? No. People are so unhappy because we don't want to stick to certain rules, or we don't want to do what I'm supposed to do, but I'm always there on pointing out fingers. If I ask, okay, fine, are you comfortable? That I'm okay, but the coffee machine is not giving enough coffee. That way, I will say I'm unhappy. The seat that I'm sitting is not very comfortable, so I'm not happy. So how do I index this is another question. And second, if companies can come out and really measure this would be great, provided which there is a genuine reply. To answer, there's one more question that I ask with my clients when they call me for a meeting or they wanted to hire our service. The first question I strongly ask them, why do you want to hire us or hire me for your training? Okay, that sums up there, because I don't need to talk beyond that, because they have done all the research for me. They know what I'm capable of or the company is capable of. So I don't need to talk anything more. I need to just work and come out of it. This is basically, if you have confidence, the companies can do it. They should start doing it. Let's see how it works out, sir. I'm not sure whether I have answered your question, but this is what I currently I have in my mind. Okay. Lack of confidence is what I think the companies is not checking on this.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Hey, my name is Muthukumar. Thank you very much. I joined late, so sorry I missed your earlier
discussion. So you might have already answered this question, but just share some thoughts. I worked in very major organizations and across the world in several countries in major projects. One of the things I maybe what I say is maybe a little controversial to what we have been discussing. Is that first of all, the word happiness is a misnomer in organizations. On a personal life, yes, but in organization is a misnomer because people have done 360 degrees, and some gentleman mentioned about shell, low lights and high lights, and something like that. And many companies have tried a 360 degrees performance evaluation models and other discussions very openly and in a honest approach. And what is found is that more than 80% of the people in any organization, not somebody with 3 to 4 people or something, but somebody with a significant number of people, 80% of people just come and do the work what they're supposed to do, take a salary and walk away. They don't buy into the organization's model. Only 20% of the people actually they buy in the organization model and they work to make the business successful. It's a very clear picture everywhere. And the ambiguity is very less. That percentage may be plus or minus slightly, but this is the truth actually. So in that case, for the 20% of the people who are already bought in and they are working strong to become success of the business model, there's no question about asking them about happiness quotient or whatever it is. And the remaining 80 people asking them a question has no meaning because they're going to lie. Because it is already found that again, most of them they do not honestly answer the questions given to them by anybody or all, even in the exit interviews or anything like that, because they are just there to work and get the job done and take the salary and walk away. They may not have happiness. They have a lot of other complexities in their personal life. This comes to do. So what some companies have started doing is the comfort index. Basically, even from a service company perspective, contractors and organization is more towards comfort index than happiness index, because happiness involves your emotions and comfort involves your existence in the organizations or your coexistence. So comfort index is much better because whether I'm happy or not, I don't care, but I'm comfortable. I can do my job. There are some problems because nobody can be 100% perfect. No organization can be 100% perfect. No society can be 100% perfect. No family can be 100% perfect. Individually, you and me cannot be 100% perfect. So what is important is within the available prevailing situations and conditions and environment, with all these lacunas and problems existing in any place, I'm comfortable. I'm able to manage as long as I have to do that. So that approach probably will make a better an organizational success than talking about things, taking them to a party in the weekend, giving them parties, enjoying here and there. Doesn't work at all. They just forget it. Everything comes back. Simple example, if you allow me to say that, I've seen people who have gone to Kailas, Hajj in Mecca and Jerusalem to this thing from every religion actually. When they come back, they're exactly the same people. They nothing changed. They still have the same anger, frustration, envy, jealous, what kind of emotions they live with. So just visiting a place doesn't make any change in them, except it gives a good profile to them. Very few probably may change, but more than 90% do not change. They live the same life. So just taking them and giving the materialistic approach for happiness and parties and outlets, resorts, and yearly parties and gifts and everything doesn't work like that. So I have a strong feeling, and this is what I started applying to wherever I am working in organizations. I did a lot of projects across the world, even with a lot of around 400 to 800 people working in each of the project. What we understood is successfully we applied a comfort index model, and we already agree that you may not be happy, guys, but at least be comfortable. What we can make you comfortable to deliver the project. This is my humble thought, but maybe you have a different ideas we can share. Thank you.
No, what you said from your perspective
sorry,
is a good.
I'll just take a minute. Muthukumar sir, since I was groomed in Ramakrishna Mission culture from my childhood in Gurukul, I'll tell you that we should look within ourselves for the peace, outside to go happy. So it's very important that we always compare ourselves and remain happy. And when we look within ourselves, we remain at peace with our own soul. So what example, fantastic and amazing example you give. When we visit places of pilgrimages, we remain the same person if we are not cleansing our soul. So it's very important that how we use the opportunity to clean ourselves from within, not start comparing that I went to Makkah or I went to Kailash, Manasarovar, while others couldn't. So our expectation should be from within, not from outside the people who are telling. And you gave a fantastic, what should I say, explanation and narrative. But in my workshops on solitary reaper, I was just writing to Gopi sir also about this, that solitary reaper are the people who sometimes should talk to themselves, soliloquy. So sometimes we have to reflect within us that what actually we are striving for. So what Kavitha ma'am told that, or even Prasanna sir told, writing a obituary, which Stephen Covey told, that how people should remember me. So it is very important.
So it
that
starts within you. The happiness is within you. What for me, an ice cream might give happiness now. Okay, maybe we are diverting from what Mr. Murthy was asking, but the question is something is very generic. How it has to be. I have to be content. I should not be feeling jealous. I'm little scared to ask this question in my organization for simple reason. Because I don't know to standardize what it is. I can say, oh, my money is not, my salary is not good. If you ask any employee, the question is, the salary is not sufficient. Okay, from tomorrow, I'll give you 1 lakh rupee. I'm giving you 20,000 rupees. From tomorrow, I'll give you 1 lakh rupee. You will find an expense for 1.5 lakhs and again come and say the company is not paying me because I never been taught to live within limits. Right? So it is, we need to, but the second thing is like, we don't have a correct family support system, not only family, within family, outside family, the support system is very less. We don't create a support system. If you refer to Indra Nuyi's interview, she always keep mentioning about the support system. You work or you are a business person, whoever it is, you create your support system. They are going to be the pillars of your journey in your life. Then things becomes very smooth. And I don't know how to handle my emotions. Okay, you see, majority, I was worrying that I will not catch up with this sentence, because you see, the majority of our life is influenced with movies, food and fashion. Okay, what does movies talks about? Movies are with most of violence and lots of sex and different things. Okay, nothing is, I'm not saying like we need to release Mahabharata or Quran or Jesus movies, but still there is a limit. Okay, so you open an Instagram, what is coming onto you? It is influencing on movies, and food is coming to you, and fashion. Okay, how do I pick up and what kind of influence? Again, the drugs. Okay, wherever you go, it has become an easy thing. Okay, school students, our generation goes now, school students are, it is easily available for them. As a senior person in the society, what is my responsibility? How am I going to curtail it, or how am I going to educate my children or the family around me? I will not be able to get onto the road and say I'm going to create a revolution, I'm going to stop everything. That is impossible. Few minutes back, I was reading before this login thing, I was reading about something on Instagram, say like whistleblowers of say about 5 to 10 whistleblowers have been they died, and for various reasons, and the reasons are mystery. And we all know who are whistleblowers. We can't, I don't want to be a whistleblower, but I can have a strong conversation or open conversation with my younger generation and tell them what is going to be the consequences of having getting into drugs or getting into alcohol or getting into too early physical connects with people who are not really worth in their life, but that's going to be part of life. Do we have the culture of sitting with family and talking about this? No. We are scared. Many families are scared to open up this topic and talk to the children. If we are not going to talk about this, who else will educate them? Yeah. So let me stop with this point. Okay, if there's any question, we'll move forward. Otherwise, like, I'll leave it to Mr. Gopi on this.
Anybody else has a question?
I have a question regarding Sridhar Vembu, sir.
Okay.
Since you brought in at some point in this discussion in the past 1 hour, like he is the face of Indian government actually in some way or the other.
Okay.
Why is it so? Like in all the important meetings, he is present.
I have
He's
no
some.
answer for this. I'm sorry, I didn't get your name, Mr.
Vikram,
Vikram.
Vikram.
Vikram, I'm not sure why is he part of every government meeting because I don't know. I've been just referring him for one particular reason. The choice that he made, that life, what he wants to, he chose the way that he wanted to be. So that's what I was referring. Your question, I'm sorry, I don't have an answer.
Yeah, you gave a part answer actually. That's how it is working. He's wearing dhoti in all the meetings. Everyone are with coat suit, but he is traditional. In one way or the other.
Yeah.
In one way or the other, he just want to be in village. That's the message.
Choice, sir, with money, with so much of money and stuff like that, if he wanted to choose a simple life, he has opted for it. Even Mahatma Gandhi gave up all his clothes after Dandi Yatra. Okay, so it is completely their choice. But I don't have a particular answer for your question.
It's okay. Thanks.
Yeah.
Neha, you have a question, Neha? You may please unmute and ask, Neha. Anyone else has a question?
Okay, I'm leaving my contact details here in the chat box. If in case you want to connect with me, you can. Is it okay if I leave the details here?
Yeah, please.
Since the slides are not working, I thought I'd just leave it here.
Yes. So Murthy sir, would you like to sum up? NSM?
It's a tough job for me. Anyway, the topic is just what you call is a continuous journey, what we want to do it about. And I'm sure that what you call, ma'am has rightly put it in a very, it's very tough to keep on speaking for almost 1.5 hours without any support of slides which went about. But normally that's audio visual is more appropriate. That's one thing. And certainly this journey will continue, and I'm still working at what you call. The purpose of our life is to really see that can we make wealth for the people, society around us. That is more important I can think about. And thanks to Kavitha for wonderful talks and all the examples what she gave. And thanks to Prasanna also for his wonderful insight. And Mr. Bhattacharya also asked some valuable questions and he gave his perspective. As a whole, it's a very learning experience for me. I'll put it that way. Thanks to all of you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for having me, and thank you, Mr. Gopi, for coordinating from the day. Yeah, thank you, everybody. If in case you want to connect, I have left my number and details. You can, and wish you all a very happy Sunday, and stay happy and stay positive, and let's handle negativity and enjoy your life. Life is very beautiful.
Thanks, Kavitha, once again for having taken the time out on a Sunday morning to be with us.
Pleasure.
Thanks, Gopi sir, for bringing in such an eminent personality.
Yeah, thanks, Vikram.
Thank you, all of you.
So much. Thank you. Happy Sunday.